Welcome to Research in Daily Life 1. This subject will help you understand the basics of research and how it plays a big role in our everyday lives. Whether you're making a decision, solving a problem, or looking for answers, research gives you the tools to think critically, ask questions, and find reliable information. Research is an organized investigation and study of materials and sources to create facts and reach new inferences. Research is a verified approach of thinking and employing legalized instruments and steps to obtain a more adequate solution to a problem that is otherwise impossible to address under ordinary means. For example, our topic is about what are the most effective study habits of top-performing students in our class. You have to ask a question: why do some students get higher grades than others? What habits help them succeed? Next, collect your data. You can create a short survey or interview the top student. Then analyze your result by counting how many students study at a specific time and look for patterns or common habits among those with high grades. Then make your conclusion and show results. Share to help others improve in class. Research can be categorized into two. Basic research. This is the type of research that is a purely direct application, but increasing the nature of understanding about the problem. It develops the scientific theories to be more understandable to the readers. Next category is applied research. It is a type of research that needs an answer to a specific question. It provides solutions and validation in order to apply to the real setting. How about the importance of research? Here are the five importance of research to our daily lives. First, research aims for truth. Research is about establishing truth based on evidence or data. Second, research improves quality of human life. Without the people who dedicated their lives for the sake of humanity, we will not have this kind of life. Through research, it improves our standard of living. Third, research saves life. Through the course of human history, research has proven its worth and roles in our lives. The fourth importance is research gathers necessary information. Conducting research implies gathering necessary data to explain your problem and to answer your particular questions. For example, you want to understand students' perceptions about modular learning, then you conduct survey to the projected respondents or direct interviews with the projected participants. And the fifth importance, research explores humanity. Research likewise deals with the investigation of culture to understand and to appreciate others' practices and beliefs. The way we understand others is the result of a long study of different individuals to provide us explanations about group or individual culture. Because of this, we can now relate, understand, and respect others. Let us have a short activity about what we have discussed earlier. Write a short essay about how important is research in your daily life as a student. I think everyone is done with the activity, so let's go back to our lesson, which is characteristic, processes, and ethics of research. Have you ever wondered what is the characteristic of research? In this lesson, Prieto et al. In the year 2017 focused on the characteristics, processes, and ethics of research. Here are the following. First is empirical. It is based on observations and experiments of theories. You, as the researcher, will observe what is happening around you as part of your research. Second, it is systematic, where it follows orderly and sequential procedures based on valid procedures and principles. Third, it is controlled. In research, all variables, except those that are tested and experimented on, are kept constant. Fourth, it employs hypothesis, which refers to a search for facts, answers to questions, and solutions to problems. Fifth, research should be analytical, where it shows analytical procedures in gathering the data, whether historical, descriptive, and/or case study. Sixth, there is always objective. It should be unbiased and logical, which are based on real-life situations. Lastly, research is an original work where it requires its own examination and produces the data needed to complete the study. As a researcher in the future, you should know what are the process that needs to be followed in doing a research. Here are the research processes that a researcher must follow in order to do research systematically and orderly. First, define research problem, or what is the problem. Second, review of related literature. What evidence is already
presented?
Third, Formulating hypothesis. How are we going to find/look for the answer to questions being studied? Fourth, research design. Where will the study be shown and with what population? Fifth, collecting data. Are we ready to gather the data? Where do we find the data? Sixth, analyzing data. How do the data answer the research queries? Seventh, interpret and report. What are the implications of the result? The research process is often iterative, meaning that you may need to revisit previous steps as you progress through the process. Let us do a research process activity. Research process activity. From question to conclusion. 1. Choose a topic. 2. Turn the topic into a researchable question. 3. Find basic information using books, articles, or databases. Quick write. What was the most challenging part of the research process? This is then last part of lesson for today. Ethical norms in conducting research. What is an ethical norm? These are rules or standards that guide behavior and help determine whether an action is right or wrong, just or unjust. They provide a framework for evaluating actions based on values like fairness, honesty, and respect. First, ethics promotes the pursuit of knowledge, truth, and credibility. It also fosters values that are essential to collaborative work. Second, ethical norms help individuals to be accountable in every act that the researcher/s undertake. Third, ensure that researchers are held accountable to the public. Lastly, an ethical norm in research also needs public awareness. This can be evaluated by the researcher before conducting the study because this may help a certain population in an area once the study is completed. Ethical norms can be defined as standardized ways of conduct and behavior in a society, company, or other organization. I hope you are excited to know more what is research all about. I'll meet you again on your next lesson.
Take care.